I just remembered something for the embarrassing question. Like I had a very wet fart at some point, like on a date. Alright, avionics on, transponder set to VFR, flaps up, strobe on, flight director off, and then we'll make our way to the runway. Auburn traffic, Skylane 759 Mike Alpha, taking off runway 35, and we will depart the downwind leg to the west, Auburn. Full power, everything is in the green. And 55. Trim nose down a bit. Alright guys, welcome back to the Mile High Nomads. Today we have something very special for you guys. We just took off, we're making our way to Friday Harbor where we'll land, and since the movie Practical Magic 2 is coming out soon, we decided to fly to Coupeville, Washington to show you the town where the first movie is filmed.
Isn't it Whidbey?
It's Whidbey Island, but the town is Coupeville.
Oh, okay.
But not only that, also we've been bringing out quite a few videos. We thought it was a nice idea for you guys to get to know us a little bit better.
Well, get to know the pilot.
Yeah, exactly.
I have questions for you.
Yeah, you're gonna ask me questions. So we're gonna do a little bit of a Q&A. Yeah, so it should be a very exciting day. It's a beautiful day to fly. We are very excited to show you guys this video, and just let's get to it.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
First question.
Friday, Kenmore, 2 mile final, 3.
Question number 1.
Why did you leave your engineering career behind to become a pilot, and could you have chosen a less expensive career?
A less expensive career, yeah, absolutely, because I think pretty much everything besides becoming a pilot is going to be cheaper. The reason I switched careers, I did yachting for a long time, had my fair share of very hard work, and at some point my last boat hired a temporary stewardess. Basically, when
so cute.
Yeah, she's very cute.
Oh my God.
So I decided to quit my job and move to Seattle, make a career switch so I can be together with you, and also had an opportunity to sell my house at a very good time to afford my piloting career, and here we are.
Yeah, but then also on the boat, you guys went to Alaska, and in Alaska, you had a seaplane pilot to take you from one place to another place.
Yeah, he took us fishing with the guests. At some point, he brought milk. We ran out of milk, so the pilot came over to bring some milk. And yeah, just chatted with him a little bit, and it just all sounded super interesting. And
yeah, because I remember that day you texted me, and you're like, I want to become a pilot.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the story.
Nice. Okay, next question. If you could become the private pilot for any 3 people, who would they be? I already know one of them.
Alright, we're going to say it at the same time. 3, 2, 1. Max Verstappen. Alright, Max Verstappen. And other than that, I have no preference because I think also the main reason is his Formula 1 season, so I can visit every race.
Yeah.
So if you look at it like that, I guess like maybe football players, because you can go to the games, you know, like.
Okay. So it's like what you can get out of it.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, it's not like to meet somebody.
No.
Well, back
no, it's because it's going to be a professional setup. Like there's not going to be, I'm such a big fan. No, you fly that guy or girl and like very professional, and you know. So it's not necessarily of the meeting people, I guess.
Okay. Okay, this is a flight question.
A flight question?
Wait, the other 2 questions were flight questions too.
Okay.
Why does it sometimes feel like your stomach drops when you're flying?
It's G-forces.
Is it like turbulence and you just kind of like...
Oh, well...
Autopilot.
Oh, I love this part.
So basically, when I move the plane, like, it's momentum. So the plane moves, our body's not yet. Like, it follows the plane, but there's a leg to it. So when I push the nose down, the plane instantly goes down, but before everything inside the plane creates that momentum, it takes a second. So if I push the nose down right now...
Ooh! I love that feeling so much!
So yeah, it's G-forces.
So then that's a follow-up question for people who may be scared of like turbulence or something. Can you tell our friends if they should be scared of turbulence?
No. No, we divide turbulence into 3 categories. That's light, moderate, and severe. Severe turbulence is not fun to fly through. It really, like, especially in these kinds of planes, well, these type of planes, we don't fly through severe turbulence.
Yeah.
You don't even want to fly through moderate. It's just a very, very uncomfortable flight.
Yeah.
The plane will handle it. Planes,
they're very safe.
Yeah, so they get tested, and basically what they do is they bend the wings and the fuselage until it breaks and see where that break point is. So the wings can actually go pretty much like this without breaking.
Yeah, they're very...
A bit of turbulence is not going to replicate that, you know? Like, those planes definitely will handle it. And the pilots, it's uncomfortable, it's shitty for your passengers because they will get scared.
I don't know.
But you don't have to worry, no.
No. What's your most embarrassing story? I don't even know if I know.
I don't even know if I know. Embarrassing. I'm not very quickly embarrassed.
You really aren't. That's one thing about him. Nothing embarrasses him. Like, nothing.
That's really hard to think of. There's definitely going to be something, but...
Did you embarrass yourself in front of a girl once?
Probably. I just wasn't very aware of it.
Okay. You are very aloof.
When I do get a little too drunk, like, for example, Halloween that night, that was pretty embarrassing, you know?
Yeah.
And especially for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what are your thoughts on these things? Number 1, starting pilot school at a later age.
So that's the thing. I am honestly not that old.
I'm not talking about you.
No, I know, but to become a pilot, because during my flight training, especially at Rainier, most of the instructors that just became instructors were a lot older than me.
Yeah.
So it's starting a new, like, I wouldn't be able to do this when I was 21. Because I was enjoying life too much. I was too busy with traveling and doing other things, and like I wouldn't have had the dedication. And as I got older, the dedication, when I started to get into yachting, like converting all my certificates into maritime and achieving it, really gave me kind of a rush. And I was like, I can probably achieve more than this. Like I can step it up.
Yeah, I feel like you also get burnt out if you do something at such a young age and you just do that forever. I think it's really nice for people to kind of experience different careers in their 20s and early 30s, and then decide they want to become a pilot, because it does take a lot of like focus and effort, and you can't be like playing around on the side, or it's also really hard to have a job and go into pilot school.
I just remembered that something for the embarrassing question. Like I had a very wet fart at some point, like on a date.
Did it turn into like?
I went home. I went home.
Was it during a movie or something?
No, it was already like it was kind of a double date with Jan and like his date, and then me and this other girl, and. We ended up like just having like not a garden party, but it was the 4 of us at her house, just having drinks in the garden. It was a nice sunny day.
Yeah.
And at some point, I felt like I needed to poop, and I just didn't want to do it there. Like just embarrassing, you know. And at some point, I did fart, and it wasn't a fart.
Oh no! Yeah, you got really smelly.
Yeah, and I was pretty close to home, so we pretty much ended the night. And I just took a shower. Yeah.
Oh,
I think I was like 18 or 19.
Did she ever want to see you again?
No, we didn't have a second date.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Okay. What are your thoughts on beaches versus city versus mountains, and like your preferences?
Summertime beach, winter mountains, and everywhere in between, pretty much cities, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I grew up on the beach, and in a small town, very small town, 2,000 people. So I was always hooked to the beach, and I refused to live in cities. until I started living in Seattle, and especially when you were living in East Lake still.
Yeah.
Like, I really enjoyed that area because you have everything available to you.
Yeah,
so like,
so close.
if you are hungry at 1 a.m., like, you order food, you know, like,
yeah,
everything is open. There's so much to do, and especially around Seattle, like, still having the water around me, because that's very important to me. Like, I need to have ocean water, preferably salt water, which we have here both here. So yeah, that's just,
yeah, we kind of lucked out living here because you have everything. You've got the ocean,
we're
you've got mountains.
on the same altitude as some traffic over there.
Okay.
He's descending. I'm gonna autopilot.
Autopilot disconnect.
We're outside of the Bravo. Climb her up a little bit.
Okay, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
How do you feel about Rubik's Cube people?
What? What is that?
The people that do Rubik's Cubes for fun.
I don't know. Everyone has their thing, you know?
Yeah, pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. Are you superstitious?
I am
Just a little stitious.
Just a little stitious. But are you? Like, do you have to wear your jersey on game day or else they lose?
Yeah, kinda. What else? I used to have something. I just can't remember what it was. At least not. I don't have anything with like flying or something.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a ghost? / do you believe in ghosts?
No and no. Ghosts, as in, like, I believe that energy can't get lost.
Yeah.
Like, that's just physically a thing, you know. It gets diverted into heat or movement or whatever. Like, a person is energy, and so if you die, something will happen. I don't know what happens if you become like this ball of energy that can move things. I don't think so, but yeah, it just, we convert into something for sure. If it's just worm food, you know, like.
Okay, but, and I didn't believe in ghosts either, but when we went to Italy, we stayed, we stayed in a haunted Airbnb. It was beautiful. I mean, it was like views of the ocean forever. And it was just so pretty, but at night we heard footsteps going from one side, and there was nothing above us. We were on the very top floor, like it was just a roof. We heard footsteps from one side to the other, to the other, to the other, like just constantly throughout the night. And it was the same amount of footsteps back and forth in the same pattern.
Yeah.
And we went outside for a second just to see if nothing was out there. You even jumped on the highest like cabinet just to like put your ear to the ceiling. It was so strange. Like, I don't know how to explain that, but I feel like it was ghostly.
Yeah.
Something was haunted.
Yeah,
it was really cool. What's one thing you'd pack in an apocalypse bag even if it made no sense?
Your ribbon.
No. I'd pack your Zins, baby.
Yeah, my Zins, my chef's knives. Just, you know.
Okay, well, foraging. Well, not like hunting if we had to.
Yeah, or I don't know. I never been really thinking about the apocalypse. I just let everything just rush over me. And
I'd pack my dog and I'd pack some dog food.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, if you lost me in a grocery store, where would you find me?
Reese's Pieces.
I don't even eat that many Reese's.
Or the candy shop, the candy lane.
If you lost me in all of Washington, where would you find me?
In bed.
That's fair. I think I'd find you at the bar.
Yeah. Which one though?
Any of them. Probably a dive bar.
Yeah.
Wherever has the cheapest beer.
Yeah.
That's where you are.
Piloting ain't cheap, you know.
It's pretty much all my questions.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Further over traffic, 759 Mike Alpha, in the right downwind 34. Full stop, further over. Full stop. Go this left. Round out.
The
This place is practically magical.
This is Coupeville, Washington, a small waterfront town on Whidbey Island that became the enchanting backdrop for practical magic. Though the movie is set in Massachusetts, filmmakers chose Coupeville for its timeless coastal charm, transforming these very streets into the magical town of Maria's Island. Our first stop on our practical magic tour was the Vail Wine Shop, and in the movie, this building played the role of the post office, and it's now one of the most recognizable locations in downtown Coupeville, and remarkably, it still looks almost exactly the same today. Just a few doors down is the building that became Sally Owen's shop, Verbena Botanicals, where she sells herbal remedies, candles, and potions, and today it's home to a Mexican restaurant where the bones of the building, the doors, the windows, and even the angle of the entryway remain the same. Right next door is Toby's Tavern, which sells seafood and a good view, but you might recognize it as the Catch and Fry in the film. No scenes were shot inside, but you can still see it in most of the exterior shots of the town, and it's where Sally's first husband, gets hit by the truck.
Oh my god, it's 4:44 every time I look at the phone. That means really good things.
Yeah.
I'm on the path to the up and up. That's all I have to say.
Just down the street sits the Penn, Cove gallery where Practical Magic staged its farmers market scenes, and I think the only thing this town was missing was a farmers market, so let me know who I can call to make this happen. Our last stop is a hidden gem, the little trail that runs beside the Island County Historical Museum. Movie fans will recognize this path instantly because it's where Sally runs to meet her future husband. In real life, this trail winds along the waterfront, offering a peaceful view of Penn Cove, a spot that still feels quietly magical. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the timeless and whimsical island, and please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And remember,
Always throw spilled salt over your left shoulder. Keep rosemary by your garden gate. Plant lavender for luck.
and fall in love whenever you can.